I'll never forget this. My mom's last birthday, I locked myself in a room while they started to celebrate. My wife snapped me out of it to get me to come to sing and to celebrate. And I was just mad because, why? Why was this happening to her? Why is this gonna be her last birthday? 2018, my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer. For 12 months, she fought hard. It's probably the roughest year of my life. At that point, I kind of let myself go. My wife and I took care of her in our home. We just worked around the clock, regular full-time jobs and doing with that. To be honest with you, I hated the world. It was, why? Why us? Why her? One of the greatest women you'll ever meet in your life. You know, she raised me by herself. She was my dad as well. I just saw the importance of what that meant to the family as a whole and how that drove me to be as a human being. She passed away in May of 2018. I was significantly depressed. I mean, I'll be honest, I wanted to end my own life. You know, I would always be the one to say, let me take the pain away. And if I could take the pain away and give them the strength back, I would do that in a heartbeat. It was unfair. And you never think that you're gonna lose a loved one because you're on top of the world. You think they're Superwoman or Superman, and you never think about it, never. And you think, oh, at 70, she's gonna be here till 90, I got 20 years. No. I'm Vinny 44 years old, and I'm a member of CrossFit 845. I would tell you that digging deep and listening to some people talk deep, maybe not to me directly, but just to the world, and I was listening, they got me to where I needed to start and step forward. I just want to be a better person. I want to be a better father. I want to be a better husband. And when I told you before I was mad at the world, it was coming out in every aspect to everybody. I was just so closed off, and I wasn't sharing like you should be. You should be speaking up, you should be talking. But definitely through their support, because people could write you off. People could just be like, hey, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to speak to you. That wasn't the case. They kept along with me. They kept going, and I got to that point where it was like, all right, enough's enough. You got to be better for them, right? Because at the end of the day, my family's so small, I'm what's left. So now I'm the man. Like, I got to take care of stuff. Originally, my wife had brought up CrossFit 845, and I was like, no way, CrossFit. I was like, look at the movements, look at this. I've never been trained like that before. I don't want to get hurt, that kind of thing. That's always something out there in the community that people are thinking. And I went and joined another gym who shortly closed actually right after I signed up. And she brought it up to me again. And she had been in talks with one of the trainers here already for herself. Sure enough, I connected with them and came in, met with Christina. Honestly, it is one of the best choices I ever made in my life. I always say that fitness drove me here, but the community that's built is what keeps me. My overall purpose is to definitely be better for my family, for my wife, for my kids. I want them to see that you can overcome obstacles. Nothing should stand in your way, because I want to be here till I'm 90, 100, I always have this goal that I want to be here, not just be present, but be here and be functional. And that's what CrossFit gives me. I want to be 90 and be functional. I want to be able to walk without a cane. Anybody that is in a certain situation, no matter where they are in their life, can turn it around and be here. If they can do it, I can do it. It just takes mindset. You have to be intentional in everything you do. That's one thing that I live by every day. I tell my kids every day, whenever they're doing anything, be intentional. My 13-year-old I get to work out with a couple times a week. It's the best feeling in the world. And he went from eating probably not the healthiest things to a gamer. I can tell you he's a CrossFitter. I can tell you he lifts weights, and to watch him progress through that, it is the best feeling I've ever had in my entire life.